guys? How's it going? So you might be wondering, alright, so the Tundra Adventure is the thing. What do I do to game the hell out of the Tundra Adventure? You need to hit these chests, okay? These chests here can get you 2,500, 500, 250. I hit the 2,500, luckily, which was really cool. And, see, one thing that the Tundra Adventure has right now that I think a lot of people will more than likely want is the unicorn, and it's only 10,000 adventure coins. And the main thing is the way you should probably game it is you want to basically use up dice, and you want to get these illusion dice. Okay, and what you want to do is just don't use a normal dice until you get close to one of these chests. Then use an illusion dice to land on it, and then just rinse, repeat, and run through the cycle. And you'll more than likely get lucky every once in a while, and you'll hit some adventure coins at the very minimum, which ultimately, yeah, I mean, the odds of this happening, you can see you'll at least more than likely hit it, but there's always that chance you might not. You might also get another illusion dice. But that said, one thing you can do to kind of game the Tundra Adventure in a way, I for one think as far as like the daily missions go, these are kind of a no-brainer. So go ahead, do your intel missions during this. You want to as you can tell, I got the unicorn, so I've got that wonderful little jingle, which is kind of neat. But the main thing here is, so you want to basically take advantage of doing all of your intel missions. You want to basically go crazy on stamina right now. You want to go super crazy on beasts, polar marches. I mean, right now is a crazy time because it's, Alliance mobilization, but it's also Tundra Adventure. It's also fishing tournament. There's so many events going on in this particular case that there's a lot I can just kind of go on and on and on about. But the main thing with Tundra Adventure is you can do a lot of this free to play. I mean, the nice thing about it is that you can build up a stash of these coins, and if you just don't happen to have them all, it's no biggie. You can always wait until the next rotation, And so in a way, you don't really have to stress yourself too much, right? But the one thing I will say is that being that I've never seen unicorn, I don't know if it's limited as in limited for this rotation or what. I just know I didn't see it the first rotation, so it makes me think that maybe it's limited to this particular month and time, And I'm not 100% sure if it's state age based, because I know I didn't see it the first rotation. So it's very possible that you may not see that unicorn when you go to Tundra Adventure when you're watching this video. And depending on what your state age is, it may actually may not even show up. But I point that out because it just happened to show up in Tundra Adventure for us, so I thought, hey, it's probably worth mentioning. Now, as far as like actually gaming it goes, I mean, you do your daily adventure and you want to basically go through and do adventure drill. I purchased this, and I think it's pretty good value for what you get because you're going to get a 2x on any dice or any of the rewards you get, which that is to say, if I get this, then obviously I get that. Yeah, there's not really any reason not to do it. At least unless you're just not wanting to spend, of course. But, I think for even a mild spender or a light spender, it's really not that bad of a value that you get with it. And then you just do the puzzle missions, so, obviously in this case, I gotta collect rewards, I gotta hit beasts, I gotta collect resources, I need to train 3,000 or so troops and above. The power through research part's not gonna be as easy because I just happen to be doing a research that takes a week. So I'm going to struggle a lot. I'm going to attempt, see if maybe I can cut the cost down a little bit. I mean, it's not like you can really do it easily in this game, but we're going to go ahead and attempt to try and drop that down as much as we possibly can. I always recommend doing this, though, because you're going to get a discount on the speeds, as opposed to, like, trying to just straight gem it. You don't ever want to straight gem anything in this game, to be honest with you, right? But again, this is agnostic to preparing for state versus state. So if you're planning on doing that, which in my case I'm not really that, how do you say, I know that the spenders that I go up against, I am more than likely not going to have a very good time with, and I am not about to try and play a game of Catch-22 with them, so rather than do that, I'm going to go ahead and look at it in the moment, right? Okay, so we're down to 4 days. I'll say at least now we're able to at least get that, which is nice. At least we get something out of it. Not a total waste, right? And that's the other thing. Is if you're going to do something, do it when you can get a bunch of goodies, okay? There's more than one reason why I do what I do, guys. With that said, of course, with the Lisbon office in particular, you can always get more loyalty by gathering, too. So there's always that as well, in case you're wondering, how do we get more loyalty points? That's what you do for the enlistment office. But in the case of Tundra Adventure, though, I mean, really about all you can really do is just kind of gamify the heck out of it. Now, if you want to know how many rotations it took or how much adventure coins, how many dice rolls was that approximately? For me, it was around 80 to 85 dice rolls to get that 10,000 mark. So, by no means do you have to spend to get there, but if that is something you're wanting to do, that in a one shot, it's like, for $20, you get like 20 dice. It's like $1 a dice, basically. And when you're starting out, it's like $1 for, I think, only a few dice, and then $3 for like 3 dice, and then $5 for only 5 or 6 dice. So there's kind of a 1-to-1 ratio on the dollar amount to the dice themselves, and I don't believe you really should try rushing it. Like, if you're gonna rush it, it gets expensive fast. But naturally, I point that out because that is kind of a thing that people do. You don't have to, though. Like, you could just as easily slow roll this, and you got almost 5 days. So the pack rotation itself will be a thing. So you don't really have to stress yourself too much. Now, of course, and let's say, assume you get the Rainbow Unicorn, obviously there's the Lost City skin, there is the Children's Wonderland skin in here, and there's the Tundra Adventure, ostrich, dodo bird, giant creature with a man standing on top of it, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, some frames, which, I mean, yeah, they're okay. They're not the best, but, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what you have to expect with it. I would say pretty much outside of that, really, I think the best value out of all of these, for me, is the Essence Stones right now. I mean, I'm really struggling to work on my gear, so I'm going real heavy on Master Forgery gear, so I'm dumping a lot of anything into Essence Stones in any way I can. But by all means, if you really want to make the most of Tundra Adventure, you just want to make sure you're using like Odyssey Adventure, do your missions, and just be proactive about it. And that's really about all you need to do in order to get access to the wonderful Rainbow Unicorn and other skins. So I hope that was somewhat insightful for you guys, though, and I'll see you guys to the next video.